So hello everyone, my name is Anita and today I'm joined by Daniel, who is a recent, or your PhD student currently at UQ. So thank you so much for doing this. I thought I'd start off by getting you to introduce yourself. So stating when you graduated from UQ, what degrees you did at UQ, and what you're currently doing.
All right. So, hi, my name is Daniel. I am currently a PhD student in the UQ School of Pharmacy. I've graduated with a Bachelor of Biomedical Science, where I specialize in pharmacology from UQ, and I've graduated in 2018. Yeah, and I'm working on a pharmacological project in relations to pain, whereby we modify certain peptides to make a non-addictive painkiller, essentially. Yeah.
Why did you decide to start studying biomedicine, and what were the best things about that degree?
So one of the reasons why why I chose UQ as my university of choice for my biomedical science degree is because UQ is one of the few leading universities in research, and also with the discovery of the HPV vaccine, which is also used in Malaysia actually. So most school children actually were vaccinated with the HPV vaccine. And after realizing that, it actually came from UQ, I said, yeah, why not study in UQ, where we can see that our research is translatable, whereby it is actually being delivered and being used all over the world.
Were there any particular courses or skills that you got from your undergraduate degree that you felt were really, really valuable?
I feel like a lot of the practical skills within my degree is very useful. So whereby we have a lot of practical classes that we can actually take on in our courses, where then we can actually really see that it is actually useful and translatable in the lab. Although yes, the practical skills are quite short, but with that exposure, it makes it much more easier to actually learn in the lab because it's relatable.
And then after you did your undergraduate, what did you do then?
So after I did my undergrad, I went back to Malaysia. So after that, I started applying for jobs here and there. And albeit in Malaysia, there's not a lot of biomedical science related jobs. I managed to land a science communicator job in a science center called Tech Dome Penang. So Penang is where I live, and there's a recently open science center. And there I actually work as one of the instructors within the science center, where we actually create workshops for children. And also with that, I actually applied some of my microscopy skills so that we can actually allow children to actually have access to real deal microscopes, and we can actually let them find some samples from their water and actually find out some small microorganisms within their water.
What were your favorite things about working as a science educator, and what were the most important skills that you got from your science degree that translated over to that career?
So what I really like about being a science communicator is that I get to inspire the younger generation to be interested in science. And not only that, when the children are inspired to actually do science, they actually go back to their parents and actually talk more about it. And then their parents will sign up for more of their courses.
And then after you did your job there, what did you do then?
So then I managed to, after 3 months working over there, I got an opportunity to actually work as one of the youth advisors of a minister in the Ministry of Human Resources. So that was a program that was made by the government, and they take in some extraordinary youths within the country who applied to be able to intern within the minister's office. And from there, we actually managed to give in some new ideas to our minister. So what we actually did, so within the Ministry of Human Resources, there is a department called the National Institute of Occupational Health and Safety. This is where I managed to put in some new inputs, especially how occupational health and safety isn't really a big thing in Malaysia. So I take in some of the modules and some of the work ethics from our labs to be applied into this institute essentially. Yeah.
What advice do you have for any like science students currently who are interested in working in science communication like you did, or in like policy where they get to inform other people using their science background?
So I would say, especially to the current science students, is that don't restrict yourself. That you think that if I were to only study biomedicine or pharmacology, I will be stuck in that particular area. Always be open to many different opportunities and apply your skills, even though it may not be relevant now. It can be translatable.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And I think it's like definitely great to like work on your soft skills because they're applicable everywhere.
Yeah.
You're now doing a PhD at UQ though. What
Yeah.
made you decide to go back and do a PhD?
So still the same thing. One is that my relations with my supervisor from my honors project was really, really strong. And we wanted to actually, like, I also talked to him and said that, yes, I want to do translatable research. Yes, in Malaysia there is research, but it doesn't really get translated. It is often just stuck and shelved within our universities, well, technically archives, which I feel like I wish to come back to UQ and recontribute and also have our projects translated into the market. So like with my new peptide painkillers, we can move it to the market within the project itself, or at least in a short period of time. Yeah.
Is there something that you did during your undergraduate degree that you think all students should do? Or is there anything that you wish you had done whilst an undergrad?
I would say, so the thing that I wish, that I really like and wish that all undergrads should do is take on a research project. Um, get time to actually know your lecturers and actually know about their research projects, because some of their projects can be very, very interesting. And by allowing yourself to connect with your lecturers, to actually know that there is an opportunity to actually do a research project. And there is a course, if I remember, like Sci 3,000 or something to for us to actually do a research project for one semester. I did it with summer research, and that's where I also get to do a lot of interesting research from another lab. One thing that I wish to do more in my undergrad was to network more. So go into industry meetings, because I actually find that after I graduated, I did not have a lot of industry contacts, be it in Australia or at my home country. I do not have any contacts at that moment after I graduated. So I wish to either have sign up myself for more of these kind of industrial meetings or conferences to be able to network and land myself a job before I actually graduate.
Lastly, to end this off, do you think you know where you might be in the next 10 years, or where you're going to go with your career after your PhD?
Ah, I have I have already thought in like multiple different angles, because life can actually just take a turn into many different ways. One is either go back and in Malaysia to actually improve science, and from there, by being in academia, I can also have a leverage in government and actually push in more on science policy. If I were to stay in Australia, I'll wish to either also go into academia or go into industry, whereby to use my research skills and also the research that I have developed to contribute more into the pharmaceutical industry.